first say I couldn't be more proud of a group of guys, and you know I'd say this, that have gone through so much in the last, not only this past month, but the 3 classes have gone through changes. Last month for these guys has been very hectic, yet they bought in. I think they've learned lessons in their tenure in Wisconsin. They are very resilient, but I thank them for believing in me and the plan I would give them in a very short time. I told them I'd have them ready for the game. We tried to get them stronger. We tried to get them healthier, and we'd give them a good game plan. And our assistant coaches were very professional throughout this process and gave them a good game plan and gave the kids a chance to win. And they beat a very good Auburn team. And then let the offensive line take over and establish our running game. I really liked what I saw in that opening drive in the second half. We ran the ball down the field. Basically, we had a hard time with them, and they had a hard time with us in the second half. But I go with the offensive line, but Melvin is truly special. We've had a lot of good backs come through here, and then for him to break that record, I think someone had told him you couldn't have the numbers that you had if you played in the Southeast Conference. I think he begged to differ.
Barry, what was the mood of the team when Gary left, and did that factor as to why you wanted to coach these guys, especially the veteran guys?
First of all, let me make something clear. I didn't want to coach these guys. I first initially said I'd feel uncomfortable doing that again when they asked me. And they asked me to sleep on it, that they would come back. I thought maybe they'd forget about it. But they did show up the next morning, and I had 2 hours before I was flying down here for the press conference. They came in to visit with me again, and I started thinking, and I thought about it actually that night. They came back and asked me again, why are we all there? Why are we at the university? It's still about the kids, or we wouldn't have jobs. So the least I could do, if I could bring them some stability, and that's what they felt like they needed, then I should do that. And so that's why I went back. Those guys, Ray's a good run blocker, and he's physical. He's a tough guy. I thought we could have some trouble with combinations. It was almost impossible. Costigan was coming in out of the huddle, taking the huddle on. He was hot, but on one leg, he wouldn't come out of the game. So that's how legends are made. But they hung in there. They did what they had to do. But that's why I didn't want to go to overtime. Andy Ludwig's plan at the very beginning. We want to open the game, throwing the ball, open it up, let them run around, and try to tire their front up, loosen them up a little bit. We knew they'd hug the line of scrimmage, and then we told them the offensive line they have to take the game over the second half. It's 11 wins, guys and gals. 11 wins is hard. There aren't many teams out there that'll have 11 wins at the end of the year, and we're going to be one of them. And these guys know how to win. The young guys see what it takes to win, and that'll carry over.
You talk about the resiliency of this team. You talked about the coaching change, but to also lose to Ohio State the way they did.
Yeah. Well, you have to address that. You just can't stick your head in the sand and say, just pretend like it didn't happen. You have to address it, and I addressed it in my first meeting with them, and I went back and said, I've been through games like that. They're not fun. You know what? You can't learn anything from them. But I went back 3 games prior to that when we were down to a 3-game playoff to win our division. And all 3 games were rivalry games for us and very physical games. Now, if you're Auburn today and you played us 3 weeks in a row, or a team like us 3 weeks in a row, and you have to go out next Saturday and play, you don't have a lot left in your tank. I'll guarantee you that's all sore and beat up. It's hard to come back from that. We had 3 weeks of it. Our center and his backup were both out. And then things snowballed. So I explained that to him. Get it out of your system. Realize you're playing for 11 games. You've won 10. You beat good teams. You beat ranked teams down the stretch. All 3 of them were ranked. And that's the team I want to show up. And they bought into it.
You said you weren't to be afraid to assert yourself in the play calling. Did you have to do that at any point today?
A couple of times.
win.
Every fourth down call.
Melvin's obviously
the
going to
last
get.
last time you played Auburn, that was a very satisfying win because of how well your team played.
We played better in that game than we played today. We didn't turn the ball over in that game. We turned it over today. As I said, we left some points on the field. We played well enough to win. We made enough big plays to win. We didn't play, we had a lot of guys that played great. Melvin played great offense. He played great. I played right down the line, but on turnovers. We played well enough to beat a very good team. I thought Dave did a very nice job. I think our kids executed. I'd always like to play better, but since this is my last game, I think it's one of the greatest defensive efforts ever performed.
Okay, first of all, obviously, we're extremely disappointed. We got beat by a good Wisconsin team. Went down to the end, we just didn't make the plays to win the game at the end. They did, so you got to give them credit for that. We have a lot of seniors. Obviously, we're disappointed we couldn't get those guys out on a positive note. They've been very important to our program and really helped get our program turned around in the right direction. But give that bunch credit. They're a good team. They found ways to win the game.
Coach, last year, that ball would hit the upright and go through. Is this just the football gods getting even?
Well, I don't look at it that way. I look at we had opportunities to win the game. We had the 4th down and 10. They got it done. We had other plays we could have won the game with, and we didn't. And so I really don't look at it that way. Yeah, they did a good job going odd to even. Anytime you get in a bowl game, we got 30 days. You're going to get something new. So they mixed some things up, and we kind of figured out, kind of what their plan was going to be. We settled down. We were able to run the football. I thought that was a real important factor. At times I felt like we played good defense. They're pretty good, but obviously, when you give up that many yards to a running back, that's not a very good feeling.
Yeah, it means a lot. We've been through so much adversity. Losing our coach, our strength coach leaving, it's everything. And guys filling in, Coach Alvarez filling in, Jamil filling in, as strength coach. We've been through so much with the team. We haven't won a bowl game in 4 years, I think, maybe longer. And it feels good to leave out as winners and have our seniors leave out as winners as well. Those guys are important, and they're a big part of my success. They don't get talked about too much, but if you ask me, I'll talk about them all the time. They deserve a lot of the credit. Those guys perform every day, and they work so hard. And to lose your starting center and for a backup to come in, Dallas switching over guys playing positions they haven't played before, and still go out there and do the things they did against a tough opponent like Auburn. It's phenomenal. So I respect those guys, and I always will. I ran well against those guys today, but I do feel there's some fast players, some athletic guys, and probably one of the athletic teams I went up against this year. We don't want to, that product we put on the field against Ohio State wasn't us. We want to come out here and show the world that we're better than that. We got caught at a bad time. It just wasn't our day. And we got some guys back healthy. We got some guys back right. And we came out here and we did our thing today against Auburn. Looking back, it was a lot of people probably thought it was the wrong decision, and a lot of people thought I should have left. But I feel I get better every year, and I felt I was going to be a better player than I was last year. And it was some things I wanted to achieve, and I didn't get the Big Ten championship, but I got the bowl game out of it, and I think I became a better player overall. So I did the things I needed to do. I feel like this year was a success.
Can you just comment on the rushing record? 41 yards short.
Yeah.
We almost had it. Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was close. I knew it would be tough to get. I was so far away, and the Ohio State game kind of set me back a little bit. But, you know, maybe it's out there for someone else. You know, it might take some time. It's not easy. I mean, trying to get that. I was still to this day, I don't know how he did it. I do know how he did it. He's an amazing player. But I mean, it's been tough, and but it'll be someone out here one day that can reach that record.
Looking at the team after the game, the emotion on that field when that ball hit the upright was unbelievable. Was it really a load off your shoulders?
Oh, so much. Like I said, you lose that many bowl games, and, you know, it's almost people expect you to lose. And you know, those guys, you know, some of those guys may not ever play football again. And you know, this game they'll remember forever. And they don't, you know, now when they tell their kids, you know, about their last game, they can say they won it. And you know, that just sat in my head, and I tried to get it through those guys' heads. That this game meant everything, especially to the guys, to the seniors, that won't be able to suit up again and play for the badges ever again in their life, as bad as they want to. This game is so important, and I'm so glad we won.